I'm Hannah.
And I'm Dan.
Today we have a lot in store for you, and we want to share first all about our sponsors. So we have Game Toppers, which I think you guys saw at Origins, right?
Yeah, Larry and Amy helped out at that booth with Berkey and all the games.
So if you don't know about Game Toppers, check them out at Game Toppers LLC for upgrading your gaming experience. And Sarah's going to talk a little bit about the app.
Yeah, the app is our other sponsor. You can check them out at Gen Con booth 135. So if you go down that side hallway, they're right by the door about halfway down. So first booth when you walk in. It's a great spot.
Yeah. So we will share a little bit about Gen Con today, but also some things about the Spiel, because the nominees have been announced for the Kinderspiel, the regular Spiel, and the Kennerspiel. But without further ado, I think we're going to go back to the table.
Hello, welcome to the table, and welcome Kevin. So glad you're here.
Hey.
So we are talking about Finca, and Pandasaurus Games is bringing this game back. Do you remember, Kevin, when it was originally published?
2009?
So it's an older game that is getting a refresh, I guess you could say.
Yep.
So Finca, have it set up for 2 players.
It's getting Finkified.
At the moment, and basically it's a kind of rondel movement
Is it
game.
a rondel, Melissa?
Well, you can only go one way.
Just making sure.
Maybe.
It's definitely a rondel.
And you're trying to collect resources to then get contract tiles. So basically, at the beginning of the game, Kevin, I set you up.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
You get the resources where you place your people, and then on your turn, you can either move a person, or you can fulfill a contract if you have a donkey card. None of us have donkey cards at the beginning of the game, so we have to move. So basically what's going to happen is you move one of your people and you move it the number of spaces equal to the number of people on the tile.
Do it, Melissa.
So I could move this person right here. There's 2 of us. So I move 2 spaces. There are now 2 people on the tile, so I gain 2 of the resource, 2 lemons. And I cross the donkey line, so I get a card that will allow me to do deliveries on another turn.
Melissa was so kind in jumping onto my spot that I'm actually going to move that guy 2 spots, and I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 oranges.
3 oranges. That's pretty good.
But I do not get a donkey card because I did not cross the line.
So since I was the one who set up the game and I was paying attention, I have enough resources to make a delivery now. So I'm going to do that on my turn instead of moving a person. There is a token over here for 2 oranges and 2 of the almonds.
Cool.
So I get to take that, and it's going to be worth 4 points. I also have, I can deliver up to 6 goods. So I have a fig, so I could deliver that fig for this tile as well, since it's worth 5 points, 5 resources that I have delivered. So I could claim both tiles with 1 delivery.
And all those go back to the... So we don't need to play a game, but you basically get the idea.
And I turn in my donkey card.
Turn your donkey card, so you cannot make a delivery without that. That's really, really important. These are all sort of set up at the beginning, randomly set up, so all the different resources are different depending on where they are. And then all these tiles, these sort of contract tiles, are randomly sorted into piles of 4. When a pile is complete, so you've completed all the contracts, then we look at the sort of bonus or the extra benefit, and this one says who has the most, not physical oranges, but
who's delivered
the most oranges, and whoever has done that will also get this for an extra 5 points. And then we put a little house on it. What that means is that's sort of like the game end timer. Once in a 2-player game, 4 of these houses have gone out on the board, the game is over. You score up your points, which are basically the numbers that you see in front of you, and that's the game.
So people were asking about the meanness, and there's another mechanism that we haven't talked about yet where the resources are limited. So I just dumped a few out, but there's a certain number of resources you use at each player count. If at any time you are supposed to collect more resources than there are in the supply, everyone turns in that good type. So if we're really low on lemons and I'm supposed to get a bunch of lemons, then everyone turns in their lemons and I get what I need. So you can wipe out someone's display.
Yep. The other thing in the game is that also happens with donkey cards as well. So you could give
wipe out the donkey cards.
Mm-hmm. And there is a mini expansion in the game that allows you to have a special power. I think there's 4 special powers that they're like a one-time use. So
we had a little camera malfunction there. A sneak peek of the next game was coming up.
It's working now.
Awesome.
Someone was asking if we knew differences between the original game and this one. I have not played the original Finca. Did you read anything,
I did read
Kevin?
I think that's like extra expansion I think is actually built into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the components and everything have been upgraded and look a lot nicer. But, yeah, it plays pretty quick. And it says 45 minutes, but I think with a 2, depending on player count, I think it could go a little shorter than that.
It does play up to 5 players, so I think with 5 players you may run into the resource things. We played with my parents this weekend, 4 players, and they picked it up really quickly.
Yeah.
It wasn't super mean though, because they weren't playing that strategic of, I can, get rid of someone's resources or which stacks they were trying to deplete, because one of the strategies is, I know I have the most figs, so I'm trying to get through this stack. Kevin doesn't want to get through that stack. He wants to get through the stack of the lemons.
Yep.
So.
It plays pretty simple, but it was an enjoyable game with, it's a casual game, especially with parents and things like that. So.
All right, I think we're going over to the couch, physically and metaphorically.
Great, let's do it.
Hey, welcome back to the couch. Kevin and Melissa are making their way over. We are going to talk about Infiltraitors. This is a new one coming from Pandasaurus.
Oh, another Pandasaurus.
Another Pandasaurus. And in this one, you are trying to figure out the suspects that we have for our game. Now, this does come with 20 missions. There are a couple of training missions. You could keep playing the training mission. I mean, you can play any of them over and over again. And they just will get more and more difficult. So it's going to tell you how to set it up and what the new rules might be. But mainly in the game, you're going to have some suspects and you're going to try and take them out because they are infiltrating. There is a deck of cards. Every card is unique. There's a number of suits. So some of the training missions you may not use some of the colors. You'll only use a certain number and your player count will affect that as well. On your turn, you'll have some cards in your hand and you can try and give clues to help figure out who these suspects are. So you might, on your turn, we'll do a 3-player game here, you might try and figure out this, give clues about this suspect. You're going to know a little more information. So you'll actually look at the card.
And no one else knows.
This one is the green 9. And no one else will know that, but you can place cards that will help give clues as to what number that is. So let's say on Kevin's turn, he wants to find more information about this one, and he's going to hand me this card, the 8. Now I have to tell any piece of information that is correct about the 8 in how it associates with the 9. So I'll flip this over. This would be secret, but the number doesn't match. It also is going to go by the multiple of the number. So if a multiple of that number is on this card, you would count it as correct. But in this case, the 8 doesn't have any multiples that match the 9, so 2, 4, or 8. But it is a green. So what I would leave this face up. This would be face down. I would leave this face up and say there is some truth on this card that matches this one.
Cool.
Now, let's say Melissa played a yellow 14. Nothing about the 14 matches. There's a 2, a 7, and a 14 is a multiple. The color is wrong. So I play it over here and say, nope, everything about that is incorrect. So you can mark on this little board here. I know it's not a multiple of 2. I know it's not a 7. I know it's not a 14. I know it's not a yellow.
But it could be 2, 4, 8,
Or green.
Green or
Not
Any
not a
green.
2 though, because 2 is
thank
on
you.
this
Yeah,
one.
see?
So we've
There we go,
eliminated
right.
the 2. It could be 4, 8,
8.
or green.
Right.
So
Or
you'll
yes.
add more cards as you go along. You only have so many bullets, and the other players at the table will need to guess
And
this.
the bullets are basically shooting
Yeah,
to say
so
like.
you'll point, I think this is
Like-
suspect number 8, and a green 9. So you'll use a bullet. If you're correct, you get to keep
Hey.
going. If you're not correct,
Yep.
the player will tell you, and you've wasted a bullet. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's a group deduction
And
game.
is there a traitor mechanic that you can add in? Are there different missions?
There are different missions,
That's
and
right.
some of them are pretty difficult.
Woo.
So you might have a kingpin that you've got to take
That's
out.
right.
Some of the lower
20 different missions.
20 different missions. Some of them make you play with your cards out, so other players.
Oh, sort of like Hanabi.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of interesting,
Yeah,
different variants.
And on your turn, you can either play a card to your own suspect to give information, or you can play a card to another player to get information about their suspect. So you have options of whether you have good cards for your own suspect or to try to figure out other people's. Kevin, there was a comment about your head. No hat.
Yep.
What's happening over there?
Where
It's
is
so
it?
shiny.
That's right. So shiny.
Yeah, it's interesting. You also use the box. Once you've figured out a suspect, we know all these cards. These cards will go in the box. You can
People
also.
didn't recognize me.
Yes.
You guys know it's
Who's
not-
that? Who's that new member?
I'm
Who's
a
that
new
guy?
member of Tantrum House.
Nice. So
Cool.
yeah, it's got these little dry erase things for each player to keep track of what you've worked on, because you're probably, depending on what cards, may use them in different areas to try and deduce
Yeah.
what suspect you're trying to find.
Yep.
This is Infiltraitors.
What's the player count on that one?
Player count goes up to 5, and it's about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Or less, depending on how fast you do it.
Yeah. The training missions were fairly simple. Just to get you to understand how the game works, the missions can ramp up towards the end of the book.
Cool.
Yeah. We will head back over to the table.
And I believe someone else is making a magic trick again, or are you not? Okay, I don't. Anyway, hello, welcome back to the table. I couldn't tell. That's good. So Dan, we're talking about charcuterie,
Yes.
the board game today. I don't know
That's
if
right.
you're into charcuterie as a food.
It's not my passion, but I do enjoy some good cheese and meat.
Okay. There you go.
Yes. This is by 3WS Games. It's a 2 to 6 player game that takes about 30 minutes.
Yep.
Pretty quick. Everybody's doing something throughout every turn. It's really neat to see that kind of mechanic. So with this game, Sarah, would you like to explain a little bit
Sure.
about what's going on?
So they have a host set up here. So if it were my turn and I was the host, I would draw some items out of the bag here, and I'd draw a number for our player count. There's going to be a number of categories. These categories are how you're going to score them is going to be based on which goal cards you've selected for your game. The host will, it's an I cut you choose. So the host will arrange these into piles, and you're gonna, when it's your turn to select, you'll select one whole pile and put them on your board. So I will go last because I was the host.
We all have a special goal.
We all have a special goal. So I'm trying to get more hummus than my neighbors.
So we
That would
have
be secret, but
Yeah, so we have goals that are just personal goals, and we do have group goals. That is how we allow us to score points.
So my goal is to have no fruit. Sadly, both of these have fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one over here, because one of our goals on the table is to have multiple different types of dip.
yeah, I'll let Hannah be the next.
Put some more out. Would you
And
like?
then the placement is the important part. So you can rearrange and move around throughout the game, but then once the last selection is made, you have like a minute to arrange all your stuff. So for our goals, you want certain things in groups together. Groups means that they are touching. Vegetables and cheese together. I don't have any cheese yet. pairs of a fruit and a vegetable. So I might put these together.
Well, the nice thing with this too is you can rearrange this all game.
Yes, you can rearrange. There are some rules about you can't just stack things and cover other things up. You got to be able to see everything on your board. So we will keep playing and adding piles here.
I will say that sorting part where you're not stuck with where you've placed it down in the beginning and you can kind of keep going, that is very nice. I will say you've already given me negative points because I have 2 of the same dips on my board. And if this was a real game, I would be absolutely upset, but that's fine.
All right. Yeah, so you'll keep playing. The little host cutting board here has the cheat sheet for how many rounds you do, and then you flip it over on the back. And I do have to say, whoever did their art, these crumbs on here, every game, somebody has tried to wipe the crumbs off the cutting board.
It looks really good. It looks
good.
very real.
Yep. So thank you for 3WS. We saw them at Michael at Origins Game Fair a couple weeks ago, and were able to snag one of the last couple of copies. So we've gotten this to our table a number of times already.
Yeah, and this is, it was great for me because it's the kind of game where you can sit and you have to think about it some, but you can also have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's very easygoing, and I appreciate that.
It's a nice casual game.
But there's
the rules,
definite strategy.
There's definite strategy, yes. The rules make sense, and you can play it with, all your
I
friends.
like how there's a built-in theme already. If you wanted to have a charcuterie night at your house, you have a game already going with it.
I'm curious how many people have done that. Hey, we're gonna have a charcuterie night and also play this game.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people have done that.
Yep, that's a great fit for that type of stuff. And the components are super nice. It's got a nice bag. The boards
it's a nice thick cardboard, yeah.
Yeah, it's decent size cardboard. So that is Charcuterie, the board game from 3WS Games. We will head back over to the couch.
Hello, welcome back to the couch. Melissa, we're talking about what game? While I finish this thing on here.
We're talking about Landmarks from Floodgate Games, and I think we're going to have at least 1 or 2 more people come over. This is a cooperative game where you are giving clues to explore the island and try to escape the island.
Okay, maybe you guys should switch.
At some point, I'll need to leave.
Yeah,
so Kevin is our guide. He
Yes.
has a tile. I'm going to show the one that is not his.
Yeah, I have mine in my hand.
He has a tile that shows a
see it.
configuration of, let's see, there's lots of different colors there. So it
There we go.
shows different types of terrain. And we want to get the yellow treasures. We want to get to the exit. We do not want to hit the red and purple areas. So Kevin is going to give word clues
Yes, I have
that
R.
we need to place out on the board to try to find the correct path.
So the first 3 words were given to me on my card, and they put in specific areas. From now on, I'm making up words that I think go with different things, and they have to decide where this goes. So the first word is sprinkle.
Sprinkle. Ooh.
So-
Crumb cookies?
So we have, do we think it goes with radio and crumb and thunder? Just crumb.
Well, thunder, it could be sprinkle like rain.
Rain.
Sprinkle. And crumb
crumb.
like cooking and baking.
So if we think it goes with both, this would be the only spot that does both.
I think
If
that-
we think it's just crumb, it would be one of those 2 spots.
I definitely like the
think-
idea of water, both.
Both?
Yes,
All right.
I think both.
Kevin, we are putting sprinkle between crumb and thunder.
You guys didn't find anything, but neither did you
All
find
right.
anything good
Nothing
or
good,
bad.
nothing bad.
And this is your next clue.
That's
Hey.
definitely crumb and sprinkle. Because I'm still going baked good.
I think
Are we
so.
good with crumb and sprinkle? Now, Kevin has a stack of 7 tiles, so we have a bit of a timer here. Kevin, is this, are we?
You actually found water.
Ooh.
All right, so what happens is our refill limit is 7.
Oh,
We
sorry.
have 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4,
So
5.
I get 2 more.
So we get 2 more. So water,
All right, just put it.
Water refills.
Water
so we can
refills.
keep hiking.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
So it's more useful when you're further down your stack, but sometimes you have
Kevin
to go
might
through
be
it.
heading to a treasure, so
So ideally, we want to find the 3 treasures and make it out.
before we run out of tiles,
Yep.
or before we
I
are
will say you have
falling
to
in some traps or getting cursed.
like you have to play towards who's giving you the clues. Like when we played this before, Melissa gave us only Lord of the Rings clues.
That just happened to be the first
And,
one.
but it happened to work out.
Kevin and I had just finished rewatching the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended version, and I had spider as one of my first words, and I did Shelob, and then it just happened to have to be Lord of the Rings after that.
Thankfully, Kevin had watched it with you because there was a few references I was a little iffy on because it's been a while, but that was so. It really is towards the person who's the clue giver.
Yeah, it gets tricky. Like, say Kevin wants to go off of radio.
Yeah.
Like, is it this spot, or if he wants us to go off of cake, then it gets, like...
Yeah, when it's a single word, that's kind of hard.
Messy.
Messy.
Ooh,
crumbs are messy.
Sprinkles are messy. Cakes can be messy.
Radio's probably not messy.
We can. Yeah, I'm either thinking that it needs to be with crumb and cake or cake and sprinkle. But
I mean,
crumbs are more messy than.
I would
yeah.
think messy would have to go with crumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Are we okay with this centered tile? Oops, I messed up the messy.
You got the green, the amulet.
All right.
Ooh, we
so
got an amulet.
we have an amulet. So if we run into a curse, it will cure 1 curse.
All right. Sorry.
If we have curses left, we lose.
We lose.
If we
Got it.
exit with a curse.
Muddy.
Muddy.
Ooh, that's got. Well, we go in rainstorm with the like thunder and sprinkle.
Muddy could be messy.
But is it? But like muddy could be cake. Like you make those mud pies when you were a kid.
Messy cake.
I don't know about muddy and cake though.
I mean, you can go either way. I'm not getting any. We don't have to see if any audience opinions about whether or not it goes for whichever.
It's gotta be messy cake.
No, muddy.
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 But muddy has to be a messy cake. It's gotta touch those 2 things.
I mean, well, like
Messy cake
yeah,
or
because
mud
like the
cake?
mud pie, like you
Oh,
threw those
mud
when you were a
pie.
kid, or it's just thunder and sprinkle because you get mud from, but it's muddy, not just mud. Muddy would be messy.
Put it somewhere.
I
That
think.
ain't 7.
Let's go messy cake.
All right. We're trying messy cake.
Nothing's there. I don't think. Hold on.
Make sure it's oriented
We
correctly.
lost.
We can't lose why we're being filmed.
All right. I'm going to let you
Yes.
two finish
Absolutely.
this
All
while
right.
I
See if
get
we
ready
let's
for
see
the
if we
next
can
thing.
get the. Did we get?
No, did we get
Oh
something?
no, we didn't get anything. Okay, we're good. Nothing.
We're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have survived so
Yes.
far our trek through the island.
Yes. What do we got here? Thunder, sprinkles, crumb, cake, messy, muddy.
Poor Kevin.
Yeah.
He had such a plan, and
Messed
now
him
he's
up.
like
It's really
slowing
messy
down.
paths.
Yes, it does remind me.
Yes.
Yes,
Messy
absolutely.
It instead of just making a path for messy paths, this one has
Mm-hmm.
The difference is you're not all sitting making your clues at once.
Yes.
You're waiting, but that's also nice because then you can kind of talk about it and like kind of sit there and chit chat. Blank. I'm just kidding. Dirt. Messy, muddy.
yeah.
All right, put it there
It's
quick.
made of dirt.
Let's go with that.
All right, nothing's happened yet.
Nothing's
We're
happening.
looking for that treasure or that exit.
Yep.
We got this.
All right. Worm.
Ooh. Is it messy dirt or messy muddy? Well, we know that it crawls in the dirt,
Yeah.
but worms come out when it's raining.
Yeah. It could just be dirt here or here. Do we think it's this one?
Definitely muddy dirt. Come on.
Yeah, fine. I'll go.
Got
muddy
more
dirt.
water.
Yay!
Yeah,
Back
more
up to
water.
7.
1, 2. We can give me
How many do we got?
4 more. All right. Earth.
Earthworm.
Earthworm for sure.
But is it dirt, earth, or
I
just
think it's
earth?
gotta be this.
You got treasure!
Woo!
We're so good at this game.
Now we need to get to the exit.
Dig.
Earth and worm. Or is it dirt?
Oh.
Worms dig. But you also dig in the dirt.
Know.
And Will, give us the tiebreaker.
Dig.
Dig,
in the
earth,
dig in the
dirt, or earth, worm?
Ooh.
I would have done.
I'm going earth, dirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys escaped!
Woo!
And
And that's the game.
And that's landmarks.
Just a couple of notes on the game landmarks from Floodgate Games. This is going to be released at Gen Con, so if you're going to be there, check that out. And this game also has a double-sided board. This is just more like terrain looking.
Yep.
So.
And your marker.
Oh yes, I forgot. That's great, Sarah. Show the marker off.
The marker is a little torch to light the way. Oh yes, there's team mode and there's more card choices.
Harder. Are they harder? Is that the idea?
This is
Yellow
different.
is harder, red is team.
Red is team mode.
There's
Okay,
red
and
in
we
there.
have-
There we go. The red ones are team
We
mode.
have not played team.
Nope.
Where you 2 against 2.
All right. Sorry that took a little longer, but we want to show you a whole game of
Yeah.
landmarks. So I think we're going to the wall.
Hello, welcome to the wall. I think Kevin's eventually going to come join me. But we're talking about the Spiel Des Jahres. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes.
Say yes.
Close enough. Ooh, Kevin. There was an earthquake.
I'm here for you.
So I have a few facts about the Spiel, the German Game Awards, and Kevin will be looking at comments to see if there are
Alright.
any questions that come up during this.
Because people want to tell us who the winners are going to be while you do this.
Oh, right. I didn't even actually write any of the stuff down for this year. I was kind of looking at the history of it.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Off the top of my head, can I remember what the nominees are for this year?
Well, we're thinking that Sky Team's winning the Spiel, right?
Was Sky Team in the regular one or the connoisseur one?
Oh, yeah. I think it was the regular one.
All right, someone's going to look up this year's Spiel nominees while I talk about some history, and we'll circle back to that. So, the Spiel Des Jahres was created in 1978 as the German board game of the year.
It's been around for a long time.
A long time. We didn't get the breakout for the Spiel and the Kennerspiel, the connoisseur expert game, until 2011. That's when that became a specific
It's been out
category.
for a number of years then.
So I took a look at some of the older winners, and some of these we have on our shelves at home. Kevin and I kind of got into the hobby about 2005.
Yep.
So 1985, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective.
Yes. Thank you, Will.
19
Back to the couch for a second.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey.
This is
Will.
the behind the scenes.
We'll bump
Tripping-
the camera, so
tripping
let's
on
get that
stuff.
back up.
That's all right. We're back.
Oh, we're
Hello, back!
Hey! We're back.
After these, a few moments later, so Sky Team.
This is this year's, Kevin.
Oh, sorry. We'll
No, do yours since you
Okay,
started.
since I started. Sky Team, Footsteps for Darwin, and Captain Flip are the 3 nominees for Spiel. We were going to say Sky Team, but Will and Sarah's played Captain Flip, and they said that could be a winner.
It's pretty good.
And then the connoisseurs is Ticket to Ride Legacy, Guild of Merchant Explorers, and Daybreak. I think
We have not played Daybreak, but we have played the other 2.
Ticket to Ride be cool to win. Guild of Merchant Explorers is probably the best game of the 3. So, yeah, anyway. Here, I'm going to give this back to Will, and he won't trip over anything.
But yeah, let us know what your predictions are in
So
the
we
comments.
have a vote for Sky Team. Corlu really likes Captain Flip. Technology!
Yeah.
Yes.
The name of your segment.
All right.
Yes.
So,
I know that segment, yes.
back to the wander down memory lane. Settlers of Catan was 1995 for the Spiel winner.
It's coming on about 30 years.
One that many people might not have heard of, but we have on our shelf at home. 1998 was Elfinland. This is by Alan Moon, who did Ticket to Ride. And you're collecting cards, and you have giant elf boots that you're traveling around.
Yeah, it's got a little travel mechanic to it. Sort of Ticket to Ride like a little bit.
Yeah, it is a precursor. 2001 is Carcassonne. 2003 was Alhambra. 2004 is when Ticket to Ride.
All right, 20
By
years, so
Element.
maybe Ticket to Ride Legacy has to win.
2005 is Niagara. This is
It's a little...
you use the box and you have actual tiles that you're pushing down the river, and your boats can fall off Niagara Falls if you're too risky as you're trying to get gems.
They whispering back there. I can hear them really good.
2006 is Turn and Taxis. Another one of our favorites.
Yeah.
That same year, they gave a special award for Fantasy Game of the Year, which was
Shadows over Camelot.
Shadows over Camelot,
Wow.
the cooperative game.
That's cool.
So let us know if you've played any of these, or if any of them are
Didn't
in
they do
your
another
favorites.
like special game of the year, like Pandemic Legacy or something?
Pandemic Legacy did get a special award.
So I'm interested why they choose these special games. Like once in a while, like, oh, we're gonna throw this out there.
So 2008, Agricola won the special award for complex game.
But it wasn't the
Well,
connoisseurs.
because they didn't have that
didn't
award
have
yet.
Connoisseurs in
That wasn't until
2011.
2011.
Cool.
Dominion was the winner in 2009. Finca, which we played earlier in the show, was one of the nominees for 2009 for the Spiel.
If it had just looked as good as it does now, it could have won.
And Pandemic was also a nominee in 2009.
And didn't
but
win.
Dominion won.
But they're both two really good games.
So 2011 is when they broke out with the regular and the Kenner Spiel. The winner of the regular Spiel in 2011 was Quirkle. And the winner of the Connoisseur game
the first one
in 2011 was Seven Wonders.
Okay. So that's interesting. At that time, like they started making the simpler games win the... Because Ticket to Ride probably would have been in the Kenner Spiel at this point.
Yeah, like I would say Ticket to Ride's on the same level as Seven Wonders and some of the others. So there's been a little bit more distinction since then.
People have played Niagara, so that's cool. Yes.
But that's as far as I went because I was just doing some of the older games, like a travel down the Spiel memory lane.
Very cool.
All right, so we are heading back to the couch.
Hey, so we've got Pollen here from All Play. How do you describe this?
Area influence, maybe? But it's a relaxing, fun area influence. Most of the time, I'm like, oh, where do I go next? And this is like, oh, I'm going to play a card. It kind of reminds me of Gentle Rain with barely a little competition.
I definitely felt that same way because puzzly type, trying to figure out how I'm going to play things to get the most points sometimes can drive me nuts, but this was very just light. It was fun. So to start the game, you're all going to have 5 cards in your hand.
In your color.
And in your color, and they're going to have different symbols. So you've got bees, you've got stars, which are wilds, butterflies, and June bugs. And on the table, we've got a token, really pretty tokens too. And I'm trying to get either, in this case, the most bees or the most butterflies around this. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, so I get 4 bees right off the bat. And then you draw a card.
Yep. Do you put a new token?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Do we put a token when it's enclosed?
No. So Sarah just triggered that. As soon as you have 2 different colors making half a circle, you put in a new token. So now this is looking for butterflies and June bugs.
And Dan's bees won't.
That's right. Now you always do get to look at the next token coming up. So next will be June bugs and bees.
So if I go ahead and put this, we're now tied.
No,
or
you're
is
beating. You have 4 butterflies. I only have 2. Dan's bees don't score here.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
And since you did that, we get another token there.
I think that's going to be the hardest part, is remembering to always put more tokens out.
Right. Okay. So just to have a little chaos here.
There's a lot more thinking than I thought.
Yeah.
You have to.
So I'm going to complete this. Really, I'm just keeping other people from scoring at this point.
Okay.
Because now that it's surrounded, we count the symbols. So butterflies, it's 4 to 4. So nobody gets any tokens for that.
Okay.
The bees don't matter. June bugs, nobody has any June bugs. No one scores.
That just goes away.
Yes. And this just flips over.
no, we scored it.
but we do get to place our new token.
And now, if there's another one, does another one come out?
You always have to have 2 different colors, so nothing goes here yet.
Unless there's 2 different colors.
Yep.
Fantastic. Right. That makes sense.
All right. I'm going to. Oh, these butterflies. I'm going to actually come over here. And I'm going to play one of my wilds so that everyone has a few of these in their deck. They're stars, they're wild, they can count towards anything.
Yep.
Will they count towards both, though?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They will count towards both.
Nope, nothing comes up.
I'm going. What? That is bees over there?
Token should go on that right side.
So
right?
I will do bees.
Not until you get 2 different colors.
But we are tied now.
So now the bees fly in here. That's the, I think, pollinator token is what they call it. Okay, so, man, this is getting tricky.
Trying to keep people from scoring, but also score points yourself.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of placement than you would think.
Okay, so we'll get to see some scoring here. Looking at the bees, I have 3 bees, but Sarah has 3 wild, so we tie no bees. Then we look at June bugs. No one has an actual June bug, but Sarah does have 3 wilds, so Sarah gets a June bug token.
And then whoever, at the end of the game, has a majority of the 3 different sets of tokens will win.
Now, are these deluxe tokens or the ones that come with the base game?
I believe they're the upgraded tokens.
Okay, these are really nice. They're
Yes.
super shiny. They're really pretty to look at. Even these tokens, they look really good. The art is really cool.
Yeah.
And as far as the end game, if you all run out of cards from your hand and from your deck, game over.
Okay.
If a pile of tokens disappears, the game's over. And then if you happen to go through all of your tokens in here, the game is also over. And then, like Sarah said, you're going to go through, you're going to count and see who has the most of each token. If you have the most of 2, you just automatically win.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
If there's any kind of tie where maybe you have the most June bugs, I have butterflies, she has bees, then we basically see of the other tokens, what is our sum total.
Yeah. How many did you win altogether?
Right. And
Oh,
that
wow.
declares your winner.
Yeah.
What a cozy little, slightly strategy
It
game.
is, yeah. There is strategy, but I didn't feel like I had to break my brain finding the perfect combo.
Yeah,
so it was
absolutely.
really enjoyable. But that is Pollen from All Play, and I think we're ready to head back to the table.
Welcome back to the table. We have a new game coming from Greater Than Games called License to Grill, and this is all about summer grilling. So we have the game set up on the table now. I will say right away, there is the retail version, which is this box cover. The deluxe sort of version is this tin. Now, in the tin is basically the box. So all that you're getting in the deluxe version is the tin itself. And you're like, oh, well, how do I get this cool grill if I just get the retail version? Well, in the retail version is the grill. So if you get just the retail version, you'll have an inset box, but if you get the deluxe version, you'll get both. We decided to put the cool grill knobs on the actual cool tin, to show you how this game works. So this game is all about grilling. You're going to be getting food, then you're going to prepare the food, you're going to grill the food, you're going to rest the food, and you're going to plate the food. So basically it's all the steps to grilling. And on your turn, you're going to take 2 actions. You want to talk through just like what you do on your turn, Melissa?
All right, so my board's over here. You may or may not be able to see. I have a polyomino tile that matches my lentil burgers that I got at the beginning of the game. And for an action, I can decide, since there is a seasoning thing on my card, I can salt my burgers before I put them on the grill. Now I could I could prepare another dish, draw another card, or I think what I'm gonna do, first thing I needed to do was age my lentil burgers, because they can only stay in my ice chest for so long before they go bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take them and put them onto the grill. I can either put them on the main part of the green side, because they're vegetables. We have a red side for the meats, a green side for the vegetables, or I could put them on the warming track. The warming track does not get as hot. I think I'm going to put them on the regular grill. So I put a cube onto my grill space, and then I'm going to turn the heat up to 3.
Ooh, all right.
So we are cooking these lentil burgers hot.
So Melissa salted her burgers and then started to grill the burgers.
So that was my 2 actions.
What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take another...
Well, first you're going to age your oysters.
Age my oysters.
If you don't get them, people can't see it. But if he
Right.
doesn't get them on the grill this turn, they go bad.
Yep. And then I'm going to get a pork roll. Now, the pork roll is interesting. And I'll talk about that in just a second here.
So, Kevin, why don't you show your prepared thing? They can't see it. Can you move it somewhere?
This here?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So that's what my oysters look like. And I'm going to get pork rolls. I have plenty of space on my area to prepare some oysters or some pork roll. And then I am going to, for my second action, take one of these and immediately put them on the grill here. Now, the cool thing about the yellow is I could put it on the green, red, or in between.
Uh-oh. Kevin's about to sneeze.
Excuse me.
But you have those oysters that are going bad.
But I have oysters that are going bad. So I'm going to get them on the grill, and I'm going to put my token on the grill side. And that is my turn. So
You decide what heat to put it up to.
I'm going to up that to 3. Okay.
So this is a shared grill. So if Kevin had decided to, if he had green and put it over here, he could have adjusted this grill knob, which changes how fast my food is cooking because we're sharing a grill. So it comes back to my turn. My lentil burgers are on 3, so I move my cube up to 3 times on this
Ooh, that's perfect.
track, which is the most points. I haven't taken any actions yet.
Nope.
So it's on the grill. I could...
What's wrong?
I only have 2 actions.
Yep.
I could sauce it and rest it, but then next turn it would be -1. So it's basically the same. So I will take my first action to pull it off the grill and put it into the rest area.
Yep.
So now I put a cube on the rest. If I don't plate this onto the serving cloth this round, the cube will keep advancing and I'll have negative points. So for my second action, I'm going to put it over here, and there's a bunch of things that I could cover.
Yep.
Let's see. Is there a prepare and a salt that I can get to with this shape?
Prepare is the bread thing.
Yes. I don't think so. So I'm just going to put the prepare. I covered something up. That lets me get more. So basically, we keep playing. This area is common, so everyone's using it together. The grill is common, so everyone's using it together and changing the temperatures. I plated, so I look at my thing. I have 1 point, 3 points.
0. So you get 4
So
points.
I would get 3 points, and the points are bottle caps.
Bottle caps, yep.
So, yeah.
So that is the main part of the game. I would say the not only the interaction on the plating and the grill is part of the, but the getting extra benefits for covering up things. So if you can,
if you have the right shape.
Right. If you have the right shape, or if you get bigger shapes.
Oh, I could have.
You could have done it.
I could have done 2. Yeah.
But if you get bigger shapes, you can get even more special actions, and that's how you're gonna win the game, is order to get more actions so that you're not just doing 2.
So at higher player counts, can you check how many players it plays?
Even in the rules in front of you?
Yes. Well, usually it's on the box.
Oh. This plays up to 5.
Up to 5 players. With
Yeah.
2 players, you might not have quite as much interaction on the grill, but with more players, people are going to be changing these things, and you can burn your food. Your food could get too cooked, and you have to throw it away. So you kind of have to keep an eye on what other people are doing and the types of things that they
And
have
the game
on the
is
grill.
over when someone plates their 4th food item. So everyone else will get another turn. But a game can go pretty fast, especially in a lower player count game.
And this cloth, I actually have it set for 3 players. It folds based on how many players. So it gets longer depending on
That's
how many
interesting because
people.
Landmarks had a cloth in their
It's all the rage now.
It's all the rage. Cloth game boards.
Well, that is License to Grill. And we are going over to the couch.
Hello, hello. So over here, I was able to pick up a very early copy of Endeavor Deep Sea, which will be coming to backers very soon. This is the next in line after Endeavor Age of Sail. So it's it has some familiarity to it with similar ways that you're going to take actions, but it's a very different theme. It is a modern theme. You are doing oceanography exploration.
Okay, so it's not an expansion.
It's not an expansion, complete standalone, but if you'll see the similarities. So one important thing about this copy is they did all the best they could to not include any plastic or anything that would end up in the ocean. So I think the only thing in the whole thing that is plastic are these two little pieces of tape to hold the paper. But they did a paper wrap instead of the, so I'm going to open it. Haven't gotten a chance to open it yet. I have played and demoed the prototype. We'll pull it out and see. And just do an unboxing. All right. I love the bright colors.
Yeah, that's good. It's pretty.
Yep. So we've got, can't see the border. We'll do that later on here. Okay, so we have all the tiles. If you remember the tiles in the other game, they have places that you're going to place your disc to show that you've placed an action. In the other game, the tiles are all buildings. In this one, they're people that are going to go do actions for you. The nice thing is all the people can be upgraded as they do different research or get advanced degrees, so you can do better actions with the same people. So that is a cool new feature in Endeavor Deep Sea. So we've got more people.
Lots of punch outs.
Lots of punch outs. All right, the rules. The very nice thing about this is it is a competitive and can play cooperatively.
Okay, nice.
And the rules don't change.
Ooh,
which
that is very nice.
Which is very interesting. So there are some rule clarifications. There is a page that tells us how to put everything back in the box.
Yes.
What it is. Love that. The rule book is going to have plenty of stuff going on. I do have to say this is a game that kind of teaches itself. So as you go through and take the actions, it will make sense. These are the actions that you're going to take. There's 5 actions.
So, how much of this do you feel like is similar to the base game? Or
so
to Age of Sail?
the mechanic of to take an action, I'm going to place one of my discs on a person, and then whatever action that person is allowed to take, that's the action I can do. That's the same as the base. The other one was a building. So place it on a building, and that will allow me to go do an action.
Okay.
All right, so let's see here. We have some tokens. These are all...
And this is the deluxe, right?
This is the deluxe, yep. So we got some nice tokens that have screen printing on them with this interesting bag. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's made out of maybe some type of vegetable or some type of...
Eat it.
Yeah, I need it. All right, and then the trays are covered. Let's see. So these slide.
So your stuff doesn't go flying
The trays are a like molded cardboard, which is interesting. The top slides on, so all of these will punch and fit in here. So these would fit in here. This organizes it. There's no, and you can pick them up easily. There's no downtime when you're selecting it. So you pick one, pass this down. You don't have to try and read across the table what the, like, there's a lot of games where that's a beef with me. Cards that you have to, everybody's trying to buy from a market, you can't even see what they are. This you literally just hand to the next person. This is the scenario card. So there's going to be several missions. This is going to allow you to place markers on here when you do certain types of actions. It gives you the setup up here. And let me get to that part. So there's a number of these in here, different complexities and such.
There's a lot to this for sure.
Yeah, so these are going to be the setup. So you're going to have, this is the surface. The way that you're going to set up your board is you're going to have a few surface tiles here. Here's all our tiles. A few surface tiles. And just pop that open. And these are going to tell you what depth. So for our surface, we might have these specific ones on top, or we might have that in a level 1. So these tell you how deep to go. And no, that's not a level 1. That's a surface. Surface. Let me see here. All right. Can't see it. Let me just get everything back. All right. So there's different depths. So the farther down you go, it is going to get darker and darker. So you'll have a ship that you'll be able to move and go to these different places. All of these are things you can land on and do the actions. You can write research papers. You can do conservation.
And all of this could change from game to game.
Yes, and you get to select where you want this tile to go. So this is the 3rd level. You would need to have a 2nd level. This is actually 5th.
Yeah.
But you would need to attach it somehow, and it has to be in the right depth. That's how that's going to work. All right, the player trays are inset, so you've got a little track to see how much you have. It also is going to affect your income, how many discs you're going to have, so that's how many actions you get to take, how far down your ship is allowed to dive down. So it also has some research energy. It's got a little spot to hold our disc, and then for gameplay reset, you're just going to count these each at the end of each round to know what things you are getting. So this is a 5-player, so it comes with all these different boards. We got lots more discs, lots of tokens. Here are, ooh, these are cool little ship things. These are the ships. They're all different. So that's cool. Here's more, here's the rest of the tiles. There are cards that allow you can gain cards for research. These give you bonuses for completing things.
So where is this on the heaviness?
It honestly, it looks like a lot, but the rules are very simple in that you're going to place a disc on one of your character cards and then take that action that character can do. So this is trays to hold pieces for each player. Each player is going to get their own. So for setup, I want to be the green player. You literally just hand this to the player and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And you're going to set up whichever 3 are on your scenario card and get these cards out and the tokens, and that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looks like
So
a lot of fun.
very cool. We got the score card in there and a few more little ships. So that is, let me show the front of the box one more time. Endeavor Deep Sea. I'm very excited to get this one on the table. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Really good.
It is one of the few cooperative games that I think can play with almost 0 rules changes. You're doing the exact same thing, but instead of competing against one another, you're having to complete goals as a group. So you're doing the same things, but you have a completely different focus. So very cool. That is Endeavor Deep Sea from Burnt Island Games and Grand Gamers Guild. We are heading back over to Will at the Wall.
Hey, coming at you with my 5 things for this episode. Jonah couldn't be with us today, so I snuck into the office, where I work with him every day, and I pre-recorded a couple of questions for him, and I actually am going to ask you guys some of those same questions. So I actually need Sarah to come join me over here for the first one. I've got 5 questions that I asked Jonah, kind of geek knowledge information, and I want you guys to tell me what you think his answer was, and then we'll actually play his answer It's probably going to be great. We'll find out. Thanks for joining me.
All right.
I've got my Kids Table Board Gaming shirt on. They're the co-company that owns Endeavor, so check out their games. All right, question number 1 for you, Sarah.
For me.
Well, this is the question that I asked Jonah.
Okay.
You tell me what you think his answer was. So the question was, how do you think Jonah pronounced the names of these 2 Spiel nominees? So I'm going to give them to you. You tell me what you think he would say. Sarah always corrects my pronunciation on everything, so I'm giving her the hardest one.
Okay.
Give us your, no, this is not what you think, though. I don't need the right answer.
Okay.
What did Jonah say?
I don't think Jonah knows what the double S letter is in German.
Yeah, you don't get to see these at home, so you have no idea
Okay.
what letters we're talking about. But
Okay.
give us what you think Jonah said.
I think maybe he did understand. Grob, Kleine, Edelstein.
Okay.
Which
What's our
is
other
not
one?
correct.
Sure.
Die Magischen Schlüssel.
All right, let's see what Jonah said.
Not correct.
Jonah, pronounce for us the name of these 2 Spiel Des Jahres nominees.
Are those
The bold blue letters.
okay? Obviously, this is German, which is a little bit of my heritage, so this is going to be pretty easy for me. The first one is Grobe, Kleine, Edelstein, and the second one is Die Magischen Schlüssel. You're welcome.
All right, so I got a question number 2. Good attempt, Jonah. Way to go. All right, this question is in regards to Lord of the Rings. I've got our Lord of the Rings aficionado here. I asked Jonah, how many rings do you think there are in the Lord of the Rings? What do you think he said?
Oh. Jonah. So he probably knows about the One Ring. Does he know about the Dwarven rings, the Elven rings, the 9 rings for the men? I think he says 1.
All right, let's see what he said.
How many rings are there in the Lord of the Rings?
Ha! So, previous to earlier this week, I definitely thought there was just 1 ring to rule them all. But I have learned that there are more than 1, so my answer is not going to be as goofy as it would have been a week ago. But I believe I'm going to go with 9 and 7, 16. And 1 to rule them all. 18 rings. 18 rings is my final answer.
All right, so we all know that Jonah is a huge Star Wars fan. Not true at all. What do you think? I asked Jonah the question.
Okay.
Who do you think Anakin's apprentice is?
Anakin's apprentice. Ooh.
Got any guesses on what Jonah thought about that one?
Anakin's apprentice. I feel like I don't think he would know.
Do you know who Anakin's apprentice was?
I mean I do, but I'm blanking on her name.
Oh, well at least you got her. That's closer than Jonah's definitely getting.
Ahsoka.
There it is. All right, let's see what Jonah had to say.
Who was Anakin's apprentice?
First off, Anakin is a Skywalker. Luke was his son. Anakin is Darth Vader. Darth Vader's Darth Maul.
Final answer.
Darth Maul. Final answer. Darth Vader, Darth Maul. Darth Vader 1 saber, Darth Maul 2 sabers. No. Anakin's apprentice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. This is where I messed up. Okay, Anakin's apprentice was Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've only ever seen episode 4, and that's the name that I know. And I actually think it's the right answer, so you're welcome.
I mean, some of these are easy. I don't know what he's doing.
Word! I'm embarrassed to be his friend at this point.
So far, is he 0 for 0? I don't know how many he got right. All right, Hannah's here. I got some Star Trek trivia.
Okay.
I also threw it, Jonah. Also, get ready.
Oh, I actually know he knows nothing about this because we had a conversation about it.
Yeah, this is a tough one, actually. I didn't know this one. I don't know if you know this one. We'll come back and find out if you know this one.
Okay.
I asked Jonah, what does he think GNDN stands for on the power relay tubing on the original Enterprise set? I mean, that's out of nowhere.
What was the letters again?
GNDN. Yeah. What do you think Jonah thinks that stands for on the original Enterprise set? Does he have any idea? Has he heard of the Enterprise?
Oh, there's no way he has any idea, but I'm trying to think of what alliteration he would even go with. So it's an engine, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm like, good time.
Perfect.
That's it.
You're real close. Let's see what Jonah actually said.
What does the GNDN stand for on the power relay tubing on the original Enterprise set?
Say the letters one more time.
GNDN.
Yeah, on the Enterprise. So I definitely seen Star Trek, and by definitely seen I mean the new movies with Chris Evans. I watched all 3 of them. So GNDN, that's probably Scotty. No, Sulu. Sulu's ready for GNDN, and it stands for good night. Something. I don't know. Good GNDN. How would I know? Beam me up, Scotty. Warp speed. What else do they do? GNDN. Good night is the GN. The DN, I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go rewatch. I don't know.
All right, you guys know at home what it stands for? Let me know in the comments if you do. It's kind of like geek trivia, so if you got it, don't look it up, don't Google it. Let me know what you think. We're gonna move on to the next question. We'll come back. We'll see if anybody figured it out. Sarah, I asked Jonah one more question. I thought he would have this one.
Okay.
No, this man. All right, I asked him, can you name any of the other names of Wolverine? What do you think he said to that answer?
To Wolverine?
Yeah, Wolverine has multiple different names in the universe. He also has a real name.
Logan.
Okay, you got that one. What do you think Jonah said?
I think he said Logan.
Okay, let's.
Is it? I think maybe is it the Invincible Wolverine? I can't remember what the other names are. I don't even know. I feel like I should know this.
Dan's over there going.
Yeah, Dan's got them all. Dan should have listened to this.
All right, let's see what Jonah said.
See what Jonah says.
Wolverine's real name. He has a movie out right now with Deadpool, and Wolverine's real name. Oh, there's a movie with his real name. Oh no, I feel goofy. There's a movie, and his name is. Why do I want to say Luke or Lucas? But that's not it. Wolverine and Dr. Xavier's School for Gifted Children and Beast. That's my favorite. X-Men. Storm, shout out Halle Berry. Wolverine is... Okay, listen, I know this is not the right answer, but I'm going to go with Hugh Jackman.
Definitely Logan. And you had another one, Melissa?
Maybe Weapon X?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Cool. All right, I'm sure Dan will give us the other ones later, but we are here going to show off some bling on some games here that are recently available. And the first one is from AEG called Let's Go to Japan, which was on Kickstarter and it's been fulfilled. And we have like the deluxe version, not everything deluxe, because we have seen that there's also playmats. So anyway, show us a little bit about Let's Go to Japan.
So the kind of deluxe version, which is available on their website for purchase, has chunky wooden tokens instead of cardboard tokens. It comes with pretty bowls that you can put your tokens in. Ceramic bowls, very nice. It has all of these little bags to hold the things, so your player pieces come in a bag. Bags for the 2 different decks of cards.
I don't know if we can see.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this.
Can you go overhead shot?
It's too funny. Okay, over.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. We were pointing out a bunch of beautiful things, but Will was distracted.
Yeah, the switcher got switched. All right. All right. Anyway, so the ceramic bowls, the wooden tokens, the bags, and then.
It also comes with Best Day Trips in Japan expansion.
Yes, the
Passports expansion.
A sticker roll.
It's like a tape something, reusable tape. The travel journal, which you can do your scoring.
Yep.
Came in second.
Oh, sorry, Melissa.
It's okay.
Who won that game?
Our friend Paul Michael.
Oh, good job, Paul Michael.
Some postcards. A luggage tag, so a bunch of extra little fun goodies. But Let's Go to Japan is a fun game that we have enjoyed playing a lot. It's a tableau building game where you're going on an adventure, planning your vacation to Japan.
All right, and real quick before we head to the couch, one more, an expansion to a game. This is Nucleum Australia from Board and Dice. Nucleum's probably a little on the heavier side. Australia brings a new map and another component, which I think is the ships, right?
So you have ships, so you have shipping lanes. You can place your boats down. They can carry uranium and coal, but they do not carry electricity, and you can only use your own boats for these. Yeah. But they can help you get to other areas. There's also coal mines, which are new.
Yes.
And you can take a coal mine off of the main map and then put it into your little coal mine area, and as you build more of those, you unlock benefits. So you would play with the Australia map instead of the regular map.
But you do need the base game because it's got all the extra stuff. So, Nucleum, if you enjoy that and you play it a lot and you want some refresh, give you a little extra stuff going on, then check out Australia expansion.
And Lauren is watching from Sydney, Australia right now.
What?
Just in time. To hear about Nucleum, Australia.
Should I say good morning or good night to Australia? I don't even know what time it is there. Or is it like midnight there?
Is it winter there? I've seen snow in New Zealand. What's happening over there?
Oh, yeah, it's really hot. It's like 90-something degrees here, so.
Well, thanks for watching from Australia. I think we have one more game to play before we say goodbye over at the couch.
Hello, hello. We are playing the new 3 of a Kind. This is from Weird City Games. And in this game, you are trying to write a word answer that will hopefully match with at least somebody else at the table. All right, so we have...
it's just one word?
Yep. Well, no, you can write down a...
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Oh, don't I get a...
Get a marker.
Oh, thank you.
And I need to pick a...
We played this on our podcast. Our
we
podcast
did.
probably comes out, is it next
Monday.
week?
On
Monday.
So, you get a sneak peek. So, you'll see who wins on that one.
Yes, who won? Ha ha ha, Kevin.
That sounds like Kevin.
All right, it does. All right.
So what are we doing?
Let's see
Sarah?
here. Our first category is going to be Halloween costumes. So you can play along in the comments. I need to pick one more.
So we're trying to think of what is the most magical...
Halloween costume.
And scariest?
One for most magical.
Okay.
Number one.
Number two is going to be the scariest.
Oh. Okay.
And
we're trying to match.
Let's see here. I'm going to find a good one to do.
So we're doing number 1 is most magical. And then number 2 is the scariest.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do the strongest.
Oh, we're gonna do all. Just do
3.
Just do 3 of the same. Okay.
All right.
Because there's
3.
This is not normally how you play it.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
1, 2, and
1, 2, and 3.
Gotcha.
We're already working on the second one.
Because the
You
podcast
guys
is
would pick the categories normally, but
Yeah, Dan,
Hannah and I picked 2.
Dan and
That's fine.
Hannah and I picked the.
Okay.
Yes. Normally Sarah wouldn't be picking all the categories.
Okay, so these seemed really easy, so I trust that you all got
I
the
don't
right
know.
I'm stuck on strongest.
I'm stuck on scariest.
There's so many
There's
choices.
lots
There are a
scary
number of choices
ones.
there, yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Still working on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. And
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Just one
People
more.
in the
guessing.
comments
People in the
ready?
comments are writing down stuff, answering.
And Sarah's gonna steal them so that she can agree. So
I didn't. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Melissa's still thinking.
Alright.
Just press something.
I'm not going to match with anyone, but that's
That's
okay.
okay. All right.
Most magicals.
All
We're just
right.
gonna say it out loud.
All right. We'll start. Melissa, what'd you write for most magical?
I wrote unicorn.
Oh yeah.
I wrote unicorn.
I wrote rainbow unicorn.
that counts.
It counts, yeah.
So
we
get,
all get a point.
Except for.
Well,
wait,
they might match.
They might match.
did you guys match?
What
What'd
did
you
you write,
say?
Dan?
I said fairy.
Oh, okay. No, I went with Elsa.
Oh yeah.
Dan does have a lot of
Dan has
daughters.
children
Yep, I
at
have small
home.
children.
Yeah.
All right, you
Alright,
guys did
okay.
not match.
All right.
Oh, let's see. Magician. Someone said
Magician.
for...
I did think magician,
Tinkerbell.
but I didn't think Kevin would write it, so I had to
Nah, I
go
was-
somewhere else.
All right. What about scary? I think scariest is too broad.
It
That's-
is.
That's tough, yeah.
I went clown.
I went clown
Ooh.
it.
It.
I
Man.
went. So is
You
that
guys are
like
going
That's
broad.
definitely
count?
that definitely counts.
It counts. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I went with Freddy.
That's
Yeah,
different.
okay.
Did anybody else do Freddy?
I just had zombie.
Oh.
Zombie.
I did spider.
That is scary. That is scary.
Can it
Um,
say demon?
A
Yeah.
demon. Yeah.
Coralu said zombie.
Okay.
Online.
Yay, I matched Corlo. Take it. I'm getting my
And
point,
Coralu
everybody.
says Tinkerbell's a fairy.
And
That
I
is
Yes,
agree.
that
all
is true.
should
I
match.
agree. But
All
it's not.
What's number 3?
Strongest.
I did. Go.
I just went strongman. I didn't know what
I
the
did
name
Hulk.
of the individual.
Hulk.
I did
Hulk.
Hulk.
Okay.
Oh, I should have said Hulk.
So how do I score that?
Sorry,
I
there.
just get 4.
That was
Why?
his
Just
name.
give a point.
8 point.
I got 3 points.
I got 1.
If you were the player to, I believe, select the category, do you get a point, Will? I forgot.
Yeah, for everybody that. No, everybody just gets a.
Everybody just gets a point. Okay.
Because everyone's
Everyone's playing.
I
All right.
do appreciate that our everything is on one little chart in our hand that you can just carry
I
around.
do like this.
Did we show that to the close
Oh.
Yes.
camera?
Did we see that this is what the inside looks like?
Back up, Hannah.
There we go. Whoop, too far.
That's what it looks like on the inside. So you just carry around the little.
All right. What do we got? What's our category now?
Category
Card
is
games.
card games.
And the first category of
fairest.
What?
The fairest
The fairest
card game.
card game. Wait, card game.
I know. That's why I was like, I have to pick this because it's interesting, but I don't have an answer.
Yeah. That one's tough.
I don't know if anyone's
Oh,
gonna
but it's
say this.
lucky. Oh.
So it's got to be a card game. Well, we have played a recent card game.
Oh,
What's
I'm
the second
gonna.
category?
Most like a grandparent.
Oh yeah.
What's the
I
second
got one. I got one.
Most like a grandparent.
And then heaviest card game.
Ooh.
That's
Is that
tough.
Heaviest.
weight?
Oh, I got a great one for that one.
Oh man, I have.
I got a perfect one for heaviest. Oh,
Okay.
come on, guys. You got to think outside the box.
I'm still.
It is a card game.
Oh, I think I know what Kevin might
I know.
say.
I know.
Oh, what is
Put
that?
my answers, don't look.
What is that game?
We'll see.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Just kinda
I cannot
throwing
think of
things
a
out.
fair card.
Kenneth is killing it.
Oh yeah,
Don't look at the answers.
I looked at his,
Don't
but
look.
I already had that one written down. I
Sure.
got another answer that hopefully other people also put. Okay. Fairest.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
All right. Hannah?
I wrote solitaire is the fairest game because you play by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rebel Princess.
I did Rebel Princess.
No.
Going for
What is
fair
that?
as in beautiful.
There you go.
Ah,
It's about
Wow.
princesses.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
So
Hearts.
Rebel Princess is already published in like foreign publishers, but Bezier Games is bringing it to the United States.
I just threw down spades. I couldn't think of
Hearts is
anything.
fairer
So.
than spades.
It is true.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairer though?
I just
Fairer, yeah.
wrote down Hanabi because you don't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
your.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just put one down.
All right.
That
I just
is
gotta
so
write
weird.
something.
Fairest, I immediately went to
Fairy.
like
Yeah.
the fairest in the land,
Point
like
salad.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Not like
That's good.
fair as in
That's brilliant.
even.
Lots of people cheat at solitaire though.
That's
That's what makes it fair. That's the
Because
only
you're
way to
cheating.
make it
I
fair.
did not think of it that way. I thought definitely on the fairyland. All right, number
Okay.
2.
Most like a grandparent.
I did hearts.
I did hearts.
I did-
Thank you, Hannah.
I did bridge.
I
Oh,
also
bridge,
said
yeah.
bridge.
That's the other one game I was trying to think of.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
I
Ben
almost put.
played-
What is
What'd
a
you
good
do?
thing?
I did rummy.
Oh,
Okay, I almost
maybe
did.
someone did rummy and
I almost put canasta and
Um,
pinnacle and.
Yeah.
but I
Let's see.
went with
Some
bridge.
of the chat ones are chess,
the best one.
Old
Maid.
Maid.
just
Yes.
a card game.
Go Fish.
That's true. I don't know if I'd call it a card game.
But old fish or old maid is fine.
Yeah.
All right, old maid is actually kind of funny.
And
Old
Old
Maid
Maid
is
is
great.
great. Answer. Good job.
That's
All
a
right,
great
number
answer.
3. Someone better put sandbag.
Oh, I didn't think of
I
Sandbag.
thought you were gonna do Dominion.
I
I
did.
did Dominion.
I did
because
Dominion
there's
because
so many
it's-
cards.
But I did Dominion too.
No one did sandbag?
Sorry.
Sorry,
Oh,
we did.
man.
No. That was
I
rough.
went literal. I went to
That's
literal.
I was
I
here
went
for your
literal.
sandbag heaviest.
Literal
All right.
heaviness is Dominion.
Are we doing one more round, or was that it?
Sure. Are we doing more?
All right, that'll be it, because we're
Yeah.
past.
It's
Oh.
12:20.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got dinner.
That's fun
for
though.
lunch. I got 5 points.
I'm not talking.
Yeah, me too. That was rough.
Alright,
And someone should have done
Had about
sandbag.
5.
I would
About
have if
five.
I thought about it.
All right, we're
Oh,
closing
thank you
this out.
so much for joining us today. Oh, very quickly in the comments, vote. Which week would you rather us do the August Saturday morning board game show? We're all going to be at Gen Con, so we won't be here to do a show. Would you like it the week before with a few more previews of what's coming, or the week after so we can show off all the new stuff? Let us know so we can get our show ready to go for next month.
And before we leave, don't forget to hang around at the end.
Oh yes, do we
Hang
have
around.
special things?
We have a
Do we have a special thing?
special,
It is
special
special.
event.
It is very special.
Super special.
Oh my goodness, I have to bring
So,
it up now.
Make sure you vote in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy gaming.
Bye.
Judges sit silent in their chairs, gaze upon the shelves of dreams. How will Captain Flip or Sky Team fare? Choosing the fate it almost seems. A ticket to ride seems so right. Daybreaks are his ecstasy. Merchant explorers taking flight. Mystery maps across the sea. Game of the year, which will it be? All of the Spiel des Jahres.